Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. Our coverage of Magic Origins spoilers continue today with a couple mythics, another planeswalker, and creatures with renown all over the place. If you enjoy these spoiler videos, make sure to hit that like button. It lets us know we still got it. We'll start the day with a new mythic artifact. Alhamra Archive is 5 colorless for a legendary artifact. If you would gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. If you would draw a card, except the first one you draw each of your draw steps, draw 2 cards instead. I'm not sure this card's even fair in Commander. Let's think about where this could go, shall we? Aloro. There's this awesome commander named Aloro. This would go great there. Seriously? This archive is hysterical. Also, and I know this is just way too cheeky, but Sphinx's revelation with this in play is just so dirty. It's the absolute dirtiest thing ever. Next up is a weird card. Helmet of the Gods is 1 colorless for an artifact equipment with an equip cost of 1. Translation: equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. First things first. Anyone else find it funny we're getting all these enchantments more than a block after the enchantment block was a thing? You know, back in Theros? Anyone? Because that's funny. Second, what do I even do with this card? My first thought is Bogles in Modern, because that's just unfair and this card is so aggressively costed. 1 mana to play and 1 to equip, there's potential here. Serious potential. If all else fails, Euro Commander players are all simultaneously having heart attacks right now, so there's that at least. It's a crazy card. Archangel of Ties is 1 colorless and 3 white for a 3/5 flying angel. As long as it's untapped, creatures can attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. As long as it's attacking, creatures can't block unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. Now this is an angel I like. Like Gathering Magic pointed out in their video, this is basically the crazy combination of Ghostly Prison and Windborn Muse. Seriously, this thing could see standard play easily. Atop of the curve for an aggressive white-based creature deck. Doesn't sound that ridiculous. Plus, it forces your opponent to leave up mana to block. That is not efficient. I cannot wait for players to test with this card. Mainly Craig Wesco if we're being completely honest, but yeah, the Angel's amazing, thumbs up from me. Topan Freeblade is 2 mana for a 2/2 human soldier with Vigilance and Renown 1. Normally I wouldn't mention cards like this, but Renown is setting up to be something interesting for limited play. A 2/2 with upside is always good and always playable. This 2/2 has 2 upsides, becoming a 3/3 and having Vigilance. Easy mid-pack pickup for a white draft strategy. We'll talk more about this later, I'm sure. Planeswalker time. Chandra Fire of Kaladesh is 1 colorless and 2 red for a 2/2 legendary creature human shaman. Whenever you cast a red spell, untap Chandra. You can tap her and she deals 1 damage to target player. If Chandra has dealt 3 or more damage this turn, exile her, then return her to the battlefield transformed under her owner's control. Wow, okay. So she has to either swing in for 2 and untap and ping for 1, or she has to untap twice and ping 3 times. It's a decent start. What do we get out of it? Chandra Roaring Flame is a 4 loyalty planeswalker. You can +1 to have her deal 2 damage to target player. You can also -2 to deal 2 damage to target creature. Lastly, -7 has Chandra dealing 6 damage to each opponent. Each player dealt damage this way gets an emblem with, quote, at the beginning of your upkeep, this emblem deals 3 damage to you. Let's break this down a bit. Chandra's first ability is okay. It does let her go up even if only by 1, and 2 damage isn't 0 damage, but it isn't super impactful right away. Her -2 is going to be the most useful in a vacuum. The problem with that is we're in a standard environment with a ton of 3 and 4 toughness creatures. 2 isn't really the benchmark for toughness, even though morph creatures are a thing. Courser, Crewfix, Fleecemane Lion, Deathmist Raptor. I mean, it does kill opposing Goblin Rabble Masters, but that isn't in standard for much longer. I don't outright dislike the ability, I'm just not sure it has a place outside of limited right now. Her last ability is outrageous. You're playing a red deck, so chances are the game is over by the time you get her to 7, but if it isn't, I'm not sure anyone can live through that. Hilarious in Commander though, what a beating. As far as standard is concerned, I want her to be good, but it looks like that'll ride on how powerful her +1 will be, as opposed to her -2, which doesn't seem to fit in the meta right now. Let me know what you think. Also, sitting at 3 mana conflicts with your Goblin Rabble Masters and Hordling Outburst, so figure that out. Exquisite Firecraft is 1 colorless and 2 red for a sorcery. It deals 4 damage to target creature or player. It also has Spell Mastery. If there are 2 more instants and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, Exquisite Firecraft can't be countered by spells or abilities. Wow. Okay, at first glance I can understand why you'd be upset that it's a sorcery, but that Spell Mastery clause is insane. 4 uncounterable damage can end a game. I don't think this will see play outside of Standard, but in Standard, burn decks should at least consider this. 3 mana for 4 guaranteed damage, that's good. I know it's sorcery speed, but have you ever heard of a finisher? This is the quintessential finisher for burn, especially against decks that have their shields up. No one is going to be able to deal with this. You should expect to see it in Standard. Do not ignore that Spell Mastery clause. It's way better than you think, seriously. Valor on Wardens is 3 mana for a 1/3 human monk with Renown 2. Whenever a creature you control becomes Renown, draw a card. Alright, this all but confirms that Renown is going to be sweet and limited, especially if you can get creatures like this. Not only does it give you a card draw engine, but it becomes a 3/5 itself. Not bad for the limited format. It's true that you have to get damage through first, but in a deck like this, I can imagine you'll have enough removal to make that happen. Again, at least in limited. Woodland Bellower is 4 colorless and 2 green for a 6/5 beast. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a non-legendary green creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less and put it onto the battlefield. Oh, just talking Standard, these are some of the cards this can get. Deathmist Raptor, Savage Knuckleblade, Courser of Crufix, Boon Satyr, Reclamation Sage, Fleecemane Lion. That's just naming some of them. This card's straight up ridiculous. If we can get a halfway decent copy effect in Standard, this card will be broken. Already it's got great value. 6 mana for a 6/5 and another body, crazy. Could easily find its way into a mid-range style green creature-based deck. Outside of Standard, I'm hearing some chatter about how this is straight up ridiculous for Mael the Anima, so that's cool too. Citadel Castellan is 1 colorless, 1 green, and 1 white for a 2/3 human knight with Vigilance and Renown 2. Now this is a powerhouse limited card. 3 mana for a 2/3 with Vigilance is a filler card at best, but Renown 2 is straight up nuts. Becoming a 4/5 with Vigilance, possible on turn 4, I'll take it all day. This card does commit you to 2 colors, but it looks like Renown is firmly in green and white, so when you draft it, you shouldn't have a problem. It's a very good card even if you aren't in the Renown deck. Just the chance of this becoming a 4/5 is worth inclusion. Do not underestimate it. Now this I was not expecting. Wizards just spoiled their land cycle for Magic Origins. Yeah, it's the exact same one as M15. No, I'm not kidding. Caves of Koios, Battlefield Forge, Shivan Reef, Yavimaya Coast, and Llanowar Waste are all back. Now, each of these, despite the amount of times they've been printed, are still a couple dollars each. I guess we can say goodbye to that. Also, and I know a lot of you may be upset about this since you were expecting, I don't know, anything else, but think about it this way. Maybe they're just gearing up to reprint the Worldwake Manlands and Battle for Zendikar. I don't think they would print enemy Painlands and then go right into enemy fetches, but hey, I'm not on R&D, so you can hope if you want. I'm taking this as a sign that we're going to see an allied color land cycle in Battle for Zendikar. I'd be happy with the Worldwake Manlands even though they aren't fetches. Settling for second best isn't always bad, right? We had an unusually eventful day in Magic Origins spoiler information. Chandra seems interesting, that angel is bonkers, and I did not expect that land cycle to come back. Make sure to let me know in the comments how you feel about all this. Are you excited for Origins? Are you left feeling underwhelmed? Remember, there's still tomorrow and a whole other week left, so keep your spirits up. I have a feeling we'll get something insane. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Magic Origins spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Mana Source, I'm Wedge, thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.